introduce our today's speaker and club president of Shrestha Club, Mr. Sharad Oza. I would like to welcome him for the today's webinar. He is our club president from Shrestha Club. So I would like to quickly introduce himself. He has been a school topper. He has scored 179 out of 200 in MSCT with state rank of 212 in Maharashtra. He was opening ranker in computer science branch in Sardar Patel Institute of Technology, Mumbai. He stood distinction throughout his engineering career. He is author of international paper Enhanced Security for ATM using OTP and facial recognition published by Elsewhere. He received campus placement in one of the world's largest multinational bank, JP Morgan Chase, as an application developer. He is also corporate trainer at institutes like Speakwell, EduVoyage International Academy in Mumbai. He is president of Shrestha Club, a forum to help youths to channelize their energy and potential to become Shrestha, a leader within the society. He has conducted many such motivational seminars on the topics like developing self confidence, team building, discover yourself, knowing your inner personality in colleges like IIT Mumbai, NIT AP, VJTI, SPIT, SPC, DJ Sangvi, and all over India. So I would like to welcome Mr. Sharad Oza, and he will start our today's session.
Okay, hello everyone. It's a warm pleasure to be here with all of you guys. It's my privilege. Thanks to the IIT committee of SPIT. Would like to thank them to collaborate with us to be able to share with you something very interesting this evening. Today is Saturday. You could have chosen to attend many other webinars. That keeps on going these days, especially in this post-COVID or ongoing COVID situations, right? So I thank you very much for choosing your valuable time, and I hope that this 1 hour from now will be something very worth for you. Before we begin, I would like to ask you a small question. You all will be able to see on this window of all of yours a question. You all please try to, you all can please give an attempt to this question. Okay. Okay, great. I think 75% of the people could be able, were able to vote it. Great. So here are some of the results that many of you guys think. So yes, many of you guys, we have got the maximum vote for decision making. We will see all these important limbs in our today's webinar. We will speak on each of these elements, how much importance we should give when we are trying to go ahead in our career, whether should we prepare for critical thinking or being very adaptable, right? These are many of the HR skills that we will see in this webinar. We will also see about communication, the intellectual quotient, and also the emotional and the spiritual quotient, how these are also very important, in for you to get placed in your job of your dream company. Okay, with that, let us begin our today's presentation. So all of you guys, are very much enthusiastic to, attend and understand what can help you to crack, your job interview. Something is very, very essential in your life. It's very difficult to, crack an IIT, JEE, advanced, a little more easier to crack is IIT JEE mains, right? When I was there at the time, we had CET exams, right? I think still it is there, So, but then after passing out, the engineering, after you get admission into the NITs, the IITs, and your dream college, that is not only just a goal of your life, isn't it? So in our life, I believe life is a journey, isn't it? At every part in our life there are various blocks, and we have to cross that block, one after another. At any time you think that, oh, I have reached to the destination of my life, then that is the biggest mistake that each one of us will do that. So life is an ongoing journey, and in this journey, job is also one phase of this journey, isn't it? Right? Please give a high five right in between. I like to see many high fives in between. Right? If you appreciate any point, you can give a high five. Right? So life is a journey, and job is also just one phase of your journey. Of course, a very important phase, because you try to work hard almost from last 20 22 years, right? We study in the college, especially the engineering college, right? And I believe today we have assembled from all the major engineering colleges in India. We have students from NIT AP, we have students from ABV Gwalior, right? Triple IT Gwalior. We have students from many Pune engineering colleges, and we have students from all over Mumbai, in fact. So would like to thank once again for all of you guys to be able to take out your time to get some insights on some tips to crack job interviews. So in a particular job interview, we are trying to focus on the engineering campus placements, right? That happens in our college, either on campus or off campus, right? In case if you get an opportunity to sit down on campus jobs, then it will be a great privilege. Even if you are not having that privilege, if you are from some other engineering colleges, right? But still, this will be certainly a great help to you guys to be able to crack any job even off campus, right? So let's go ahead. I have divided this. This is a process of interview. When you sit for a job interview, these are the 4 sections, right? That generally you will be asked to sit in. There are many companies. Primarily there are 4 major categories of companies that you can see while they come on the campus or off campus. There are some premium coding companies, right? Like you can name like all the FAANG companies, right? The Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, even Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, and all of these companies, like Credit Suisse, right? Many such companies, they are called as the premium coding companies, right? And then there are certain reputed coding companies, like we have Adobe, we have NVIDIA, we have many other companies. We also have some of the data analytics company, like the big 4 we have, right? We have Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst and Young, and those sort of companies. We also have the mass recruiting companies, right? The Accenture, TCS, Wipro, and many such categories of companies. And so these are the 4 major categories of companies that you would be actually seeing throughout your interview process, the companies that come to your campus or the off campus. And majority of these companies, they have these 4 sections, which they choose to take the interview process on. So the first, we'll go ahead one by one, and I'll try to share certain tips on each of these different rounds of interview: the aptitude, group discussion, technical, and the HR round. Each of these round is an eliminating round, right? Is an elimination round, right? Wherein the candidate, there is a high chances of you getting eliminated. However, the research have said that and even my past experience when I was sitting in the campus interviews is majority of the students, the major eliminating round is in fact the first round itself, right? The aptitude. So it's very, very important for all of you to understand how to actually crack an aptitude, right? Before that, I have some facts to share with all of you. This is I have found out from a survey done by PayScale, right? The survey has said that 60% of managers in the company, they have claimed that the new graduates who are recruited, within their organization, they do not have the critical thinking and problem solving skills. Right? That means there is a short in their aptitude. Mm. This is what the managers have claimed, and 56% of the recent graduates, they do not pay attention to details. When they are being said about a particular job description, when they are asked to do certain tasks, so they don't pay attention to the details, right? So this is what are some of the views from the company side, and 36% of the companies, they have reported lower than needed interpersonal and teamwork skills in the employees. So the managers, they have reported that 36% is people would have been more actually in their interpersonal and teamwork skills. So people pay less attention to these skills in their life, rather than focusing more on this. People oftentimes, there is a trend to focus more on the intellectual quotient, quote unquote, right? The IQ part. We will do discuss on that, all the four quotients of life, how they, each of these quotients are very, very important, in our life: the IQ, PQ, EQ, and SQ, right? So this is what the fact says. Well, let's go ahead to the first round, that is the aptitude. An aptitude test is a systematic means of testing a job candidate's abilities to perform specific tasks, right, and react to a range of different situations, right? So this is a test which every company takes, and basically, this is the test wherein the company wants to test the employee's IQ ability. Right, the intellectual quotient is being tested, and in this round especially, the types of aptitude tests that are generally conducted are the coding aptitude. So there will be many sections that you will be able to see in the aptitude test. Primarily there are four major sections that majority of these companies have these four sections. However, there may be certain companies, they may have three sections or two sections also, or just one section. You may have to get aligned with the companies, right, when they come to your campus or off campus. You can see in their job description, or you can actually try to ask from the seniors who have already got placed into that company, right? So but primarily they have four major sections which they take into aptitude test. The first section is the quantitative aptitude. We will do discuss on that. The second section is they have the verbal ability. The third section is they have logical, and the fourth section is coding. So the coding aptitude. In quantitative, there may be varieties of questions. There may be questions coming from the numerical reasoning. There may be questions from data interpretation also. There may be questions from like abstract reasoning. Right, and certain companies, like I do remember companies like Barclays, and some of these companies, they do focus a lot on data interpretation, right? So there are certain companies which do focus on certain kind of aptitude. They have a specific round of that that section. So you need to get in touch with a particular company. These are some of the tips of the aptitude test. So you need to start practice as early as possible. Right, preferably, or what you can say is, at the max, you should start preferably at least or latest, what you call as in the third year, right, preferably. Not that you just sit down at the final year, then and then start practicing about the aptitude test. So you can start practice as early as possible. The more early you are, the better it is, right? That is how you can prepare a list of your dream companies, right? So as I mentioned, like when I was sitting in the campus placements, so we used to have a list of companies, so that we come to know that, okay, which all sections I have to be prepared first, and which all sections I have to give priority, right? So you can actually prepare a list of your dream companies that you would like to get placed into that, right? So different people have different ambitions to go into a particular company, right? Like I do, had an ambition to go into Nvidia and certain these companies. So I started preparing accordingly. So I started, looking for, what all questions do NVIDIA asks, right? So then I started understanding, okay, first I started tackling the technical, round of the interviews, and even the aptitude test had a coding round. So what do, NVIDIA ask? So they ask questions mostly on C, right? Because it's a graphics company, right? NVIDIA. So graphics, has a lot of emphasis on C language, right? You can actually build very amazing, graphics with the help of C language. C language is faster than C++, Java, and so on, right? So, like that, I hope you are able to get it right. You can actually prepare the list of dream companies, and accordingly you get an idea, which all sections, like the, next company that I was preparing was also, like Barclays, right? Another one of the premium coding companies. So, what do they focus? So they focus on data interpretation, right? So such list will help you to understand that which all sections at all you have to prepare, right? Great. Now next is you should research about the process of the specific company, right? So every company, has a certain process, as I mentioned, like as I mentioned about the Barclays, right? So even, the question that they focus is mostly of the cat level difficulty, right? I'm sure, right? Many of you guys who have assembled today, are, in any of these 4 years of engineering, right? From first year to final year. So I'm not very sure whether, you guys have, any experience of solving such kind of questions. They are generally tougher than the, normal aptitude questions that you see. So yeah, so Barclays focuses a lot on data interpretation. So that is the process of this, particular company. Right? We have companies also coming to our campus, especially SPIT, and I'm sure, would be in many other colleges as well, in NITs and IITs. So Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, right? These, they put a lot of strong weightage on your coding aptitude skills, right? So either of these programming languages, you should be very strong in this coding aptitude skills. So they do ask, like that. So I will share, in each of these sections now, the quants, the verbal, and the logical reasoning. Right. So you can actually start preparing with starting from RS Agarwal to clear all the basic concepts and learn the formulas, right? I know if you see RS Agarwal, there is, there are many chapters that are given, in the book, and every chapter has, the, front page has a lot of formulas, the tips and tricks, how to get into the solution very faster, very quicker, right? So yeah, so then, you need to actually by heart, all these formulas, tips and tricks, because it is just like, the competitive exams that we have already given, the IITs, the mains or the advanced, or any such competitive exams. What happens is, the problem itself is not so tough, isn't it? But what happens is, when you give a time limit to that particular problem, to that particular, question, then that becomes more challenging, isn't it? I'm sure you all will agree with that, right? It's not that it is something like a rocket science or something like that. It is somewhere from our syllabus, and some formula is definitely going to work on, this particular question, right? But what happens is, which formula can give you the faster result, right? There are many alternative formulas, there are many alternative substitutions, right? So, what happens is, you need to be very thorough with the tips and tricks, that are being shared. And I believe the kind of tips and tricks that you will find there, in the book, RS Agarwal, the, front page, you should be thoroughly, well versed with all those tips and tricks and the formulas. In fact, I personally feel that, in fact, if you just solve the solved examples very thoroughly, right, and with that, take, 10 to 15 questions in random from the unsolved, questions, list of questions. There are many questions they have. It's a very thick book. People are generally very scared of, this book. RSI, it looks very thick, but even if you just solve, if you just, try to, cope up with the solved examples very well, if you understand, how they start solving a question, and then you pick up any 5 to 10 questions later on from the unsolved, I believe you should be able to good with that particular chapter, right? But then, however, as I mentioned that it's not enough. You can actually start, proceeding with other books as well once you are done with that. it all depends on the time, and that's why I am writing preferably in the third year, right? So you actually get some time to even prepare for little higher level. So there are books like Arun Sharma, right, for solving some advanced problems, some cat level questions and all. So it will be a great help for you guys, right? There are many sites, you can take a note of all these things. This will be very helpful. In fact, we'll be also sharing, towards the end, I'll be sharing the this whole PPT with all of you guys, right? The organizers will let you know, right? So once you fill the feedback form, we'll be sharing with you guys the whole PPT also. So there are many sites like India Bigs and Hit Bullseye that can help you with mock tests for free. So these mock tests are very, very important because it gives you the time limit that you have to finish certain set of questions in such and such time frame, right? So that actually is very, very important, right? So India Bigs and these websites, they can help you to get the time limit, right? So in 40 minutes, right, you have to solve say 40 questions or 50 questions, right? And based on different sections, they have that. So quantitative, you can just take certain sections and try to once you complete the chapter from RS Agarwal, you can also take up the mock test right there on these websites. That will help you to understand how well you are, how well you are with that. Right. Okay, great. So that is all with the quantitative, verbal, and logical part. So RS Agrawal and Arun Sharma should be well enough, I feel, to be able to prepare you guys for these three sections. There is a separate RS Agrawal for the verbal and the non-verbal, and for the quantitative. As far as logical is concerned, I mean, you just have to the more kind of more like majority of the time the logical section has kind of puzzles. So there is a book called as very famous book, Puzzles to Puzzle You, right? So there are many puzzle kind of questions, or those kind of questions you will find in this logical round of interviews, like that. Next we go with the coding round. Next we'll go with this coding round. What you get in this aptitude is in the coding round. So you should be thorough with the basic concepts, right? So again, I am focusing on especially the IT companies which comes to the campus. So most of these IT companies, they have this coding around, right? So again, because I have myself experienced in sitting to many of such companies in the campus that came. So you should be thorough with the basic concepts of coding. Especially the OOPS, right? OOPS is the object-oriented programming, right? You all guys must be knowing. So we have classes versus objects, inheritance, sorry, inheritance, polymorphism, etc. Right? So these are the major concepts of OOPS. You have to be very, very thorough with that. They ask questions based on this, these concepts. You should also be thorough with data structures, very famous for any company to judge you. The data structures are very, very important. The linked list, tags, queues, trees, graphs, hash tables, right, and so on and so forth, right? There are many these are some of the very must actually required skills if you are sitting for any of such tech companies or such IT companies actually. So these are the concepts which majority of these IT companies, especially the premium and the reputed coding companies, they will certainly definitely they look forward for such things, and such questions are definitely there, right? Of course, when you go with the mass recruiting companies and the other analytical companies and all, I am not very sure whether they don't give much emphasis on this, but however, we should be prepared, right? Let us prepare for the rhino, right? And then the next is algorithms, right? One of the very famous famous questions, famous famous sections for many of such premium coding companies about algorithms. So you should be well versed with all the sorting algorithms, evaluating time and space complexity, the Tower of Hanoi, and many such algorithms, right? The time and space complexity questions are also very, very commonly asked by many companies. You should be able to master one language, right? You should be thorough with at least one language, right? You should be master of one at least. right? Right. So yes, you know, even if you know many languages, it's well and good, but at least you should be thorough with one programming language. You should be master in that. Let that language be any language that you are comfortable with. Java, Python these days, you know, is booming like anything. C, C++, right? I have written preferably Java as it is easier to code and widely accepted. However, I know that I'm sorry. However, I know that many of you guys, you know, these days currently the Python, you know, is very much, you know, into the market. But majority of these companies, especially the premium coding companies and the reputed coding companies, you know, they all believe that if you know Java, if you know C++, then definitely you can be able to migrate in future. If the company needs, you will be able to migrate them into Python if that is at all required. But every company will certainly give you this option of, you know, having Java, you know, in terms of coding round, you know. And many of these companies, they might, you know, as of now they mostly take the online tests, right? So you are supposed to you know, solve certain three questions or some programming questions will be given to you. You have to solve it in say 90 minutes or something, you know, or 45 minutes also, you know, depending on, you know, it depends on the questions, and the, you know, different companies have different ways of judging you, right? Giving you certain time. So mostly you will be given a framework like, you know, like Microsoft gives, you know, Metal framework. You know, there is an, you know, online coding test they take on this Metal platform. You also have Hacker Rank, right? You have Hacker Earth, Hacker Rank, right? Morgan Stanley, you know, prefers this Hacker Rank and such websites like that. So there are, you know, different companies. You can easily find that on Google, which all different companies that you are looking forward, which all platform they use, like that. So I believe, you know, that is, you know, good enough, right? You know, next is there are many sites that you can take help of, you know, when you are trying to learn this coding programming. There are various sites. The sites, you know, you must be well aware with these sites. Just for your information, I have shared it. There is Geek for Gigs, right? Code Chef, you know, one very good platform, right? Especially they have, you know, they have recently started with this branch of Code Chef called as Unacademy. I'm not very sure how many of you are knowing about it, but it's a very cool platform in case you want to learn, you know, this programming. And we have also Code Forces, you know, quite good platform in case you want to solve many of such challenging. These are all websites, especially they help you to develop your competitive programming skills. There is a whole section in the computer science called as CP. It is competitive programming, right? So you know, and also we have Coding Ninjas. These are excellent websites to practice challenging coding problems. You know, so you can actually get thorough with all the. They actually give an ideal scenarios. Mostly you will be given a case study, and then there will be desired input and then desired output. You know, so one key formula to actually solve such coding around is you should be able to thoroughly understand the problem first. Right? Don't directly jump into the programming. First, understand the problem thoroughly. You know, if you have able, if you are able to understand the problem thoroughly, and that's why, majority of these companies, this whole section of aptitude is testing your IQ, right? You know, how well you are able to understand, you know, the situation, how well you are able to think logically. So it's about, you know, how your whole logical thinking is tested, you know, by an interviewer in this round. IQ skills, right? Your intellectual quotient, right? For non-CSIT, it would be helpful if they can create projects using coding like, embedded C, C++, Python, Java also, right? During their engineering, that will be quite helpful, you know. So I know, I believe every company, they do have this coding around also, even non-CSIT students, you know. But then, you know, so it will be very helpful, you know. So they also look forward these days that you should be aware with many of such skills, right? So after all, you know, you also, there are various ways how even non-CSIT students, you know, they code a lot, right? In fact, into embedded C, C++, Python, like that. So these are some of the things about the coding round. There is a three-step formula to master coding, right? Which I call it as, the first step is practice, and the second step is practice, and the third step is also practice. Right? Give a high five, guys, if you like this formula, right? So this is these are the three-step formulas, to actually master coding, right, is practice, practice, and practice, right? So, right, the more you practice, the more you get, the more you get used to it, the more you learn how to actually understand the problem, and okay, these are the inputs and these are the desired output results, right? And especially these websites that I have mentioned, the CodeChef, Codeforces, Coding Ninjas, and all these websites, they actually give you, they actually give you a platform wherein you can actually test your, you are actually program, you can actually run it, and there are various test cases, right? Mostly, when you actually sit for the coding round of the interview, mostly people, they try to leave the edge cases, right? There are many edge cases, right? Like edge cases means, what happens if I give the input as space bar, or if I give input, you have written a string programming, the question is about string, right? But then, what if I give, any number as an input, right? Basically, out of the box, you have to think out of the box, right? And that's why they also, test this skill or this quotient of yours as well, right? That is why, there are various quotients like emotional quotients and like that. So, how you can think out of the box, right, out of the scenarios. So that is what, these particular rounds, they actually test your skills, whether can you think out of the box, right? So practice, practice, and practice, right? This is the only guideline. General mistakes done is inadequate preparation. You think that, oh, I know aptitude is, is just my cup of coffee or tea, whatever. Right? I'll be just able to do it. Why? Because I have come out, so victorious from my IIT JEE main exams, or AI triple E or CET exams. I was, a champion there. So majority of the people, they take it to be granted, right? Inadequate preparation, right? Spending too much time on difficult questions. When you sit for the aptitude test, don't spend too much time on difficult questions. You can leave it, because they have sectional cutoff also. In case if you stuck at one section, no problem. Switch to another section, and try to do. Many companies, they have sectional cutoff. It's good to know before you sit for an interview for a particular company. It's good to know from your seniors, from the training and placement coordinators, from the TPOs, or the company people. Majority of these companies, they give, what do you call as a pre-placement talk, right? PPT. Right? So in the PPT itself, you can actually ask such kind of questions, relevant questions, right? Whether which all sections can will be there in the aptitude test, so that you get to know, whether there will be sectional cutoff. It's good to know that, before you sit for an aptitude. It's good to know all these different things, right? You should be able to ask such questions, relevant questions. Not reading all answer options before marking, right? So many times, we become overconfident, right? That okay, this is what I feel is the answer, right? Before you read all the options, right, better is to read all the options, right? There could be better answer also, especially in logical section. I am telling you, in logical section, there could be better answer also, right? So better is to read, another options, right? Better to develop this habit to at least read all the options, like that. Give a benefit of doubt, don't become overconfident. Right? So okay, great. So this was something about, the aptitude. Please give a high five if you like that very much, right? Some of the tips. Like next we would like to go ahead, is with, is the group discussion round. This is also one of the, one of the eliminating rounds. As I said, that every round is an eliminating round, where the interviewer, the judges, they actually judge, every participant. But at least you have passed the first level, so they know that okay, this is a potential candidate. But then this is the round wherein you have to prove that it is not only, your IQ, your intelligence quotient that actually makes you great in life, but it is also the EQ and the SQ, right? Give a high five, guys, if you like that. The emotional quotient and the spiritual quotient, right, becomes a very very important element in order to actually get you out of this round, in order to crack this particular round, group discussion, right? So a group, we all know that, basically this is a round, wherein you are allowed to, think, you are allowed to interact with each other, you actually exchange information, right? Especially face to face, right? So that is what it is all about, group discussion nowadays, because of this COVID situation. Right? We are all into, this Zoom meetings, and nowadays, right? So but then, yeah, any kind of group discussion, may take place online or offline. But then, this is an activity which actually judges your ability to able to gel to be able to connect with people, to be able to interact with people, to be able to share your views with with also taking inputs from others and understanding and analyzing that how others inputs are also very, very important, right? It's not only that our input or my way is the highway, what I think is the best. And that is what majority of the companies, right? If you see how many of you were able to join before at 6 p.m. sharp, how many of you saw the video of Vivek Bindra that we played? Dr. Vivek Bindra, he was sharing about in the beginning of the session. How many of you really understood that video? That video was actually focusing on this only, that how the IQ is not only the factor in your life to be able to help you come out or to crack this job interview, right? What makes you actually different from the whole crowd? Once you have cleared the aptitude test, you are with the group of many other potential candidates who are equally potential, who are equally potent than you, right? And then now you have to make a difference, right? So that's why these rounds henceforward, like group discussions, and case study, many companies, they also give case studies, right? So these are the rounds wherein they actually test your emotion and spiritual quotient, right? How well you are able to understand the problem, how well you are able to keep yourself calm, composed, collected, how you can control your mind, right? And that is what is spiritual quotient all about, right? How you can keep yourself patient, be very enthusiastic to participate in the discussions, right? It's not that the more you speak in the GD, so that you become very victorious. Right? In fact, once it so happened that there was one company, I still remember, it was okay, if I'm not wrong, it was Mu Sigma. So they actually openly shared, because okay, in case if you are from SPIT, you must be knowing about. I'm not very sure whether Madam is still there. She is the communication in charge. Was there at least at when I was there in the college. She's Dr. Madhvi Gokhale, Madam, right? Very one of my very favorite teachers in the whole college. So she was so well versed, and she was sharing with us some of these tips. While we were actually preparing for our interview. So she shared, that how this New Sigma shared with this madam. So this company, they hired a particular student from the group discussion round, and this student didn't said anything throughout the GD. Throughout the group discussion, he didn't said any statements, any sentences, or any. He didn't give any inputs, and rather why it so happened, because the whole group started debating with each other. They all started shouting and yelling and trying to trying to you know trying to make their own points, individual points like that. So the whole discussion went into a chaos actually. And the judges were quite confused what's happening. They are supposed to do a group discussion and not quarrel and debate. Right? So, and that's very, very important. They actually want to test your this skill set, in a group discussion round, right? So companies, they test your emotional ability to handle various situations, right? How well you are able to keep yourself collected and calm and composed, right? So then they finally, when the discussion was finding no end, somehow one student, he stood up and banging the desk, he said, okay, guys, here we are left with only 2 minutes now, for the discussion to get over. May we quickly come to the conclusion, right? And that's it. Right? And here he was, in that group of students, nobody was selected except this one student. And the teacher asked this, Madhvi ma'am, she asked, to the so that she can then train many other students. So for the benefit of every student, she asked that, why did you hire? I would like to know that. So then these guys, they share that, okay, because we know many people, they have good IQ, but many very few people are able to keep themselves directed. And that's what Abdul Kalam said very nicely. There's a very famous statement that India, we have today, the world has today, very high tech missiles, right? We have very high technological, the technological era that is going on. India and many other countries, we are all very have very directed missiles, but we have misdirected men, right? So what is the use of your IQ if you are not able to direct it in a proper way? right? So if you are able to quarrel, if you are just trying to compete with your employees, then how the company will succeed? Give a high five, guys, if you like that very much, right? Give a high five if you like that. This is what exactly the companies are looking for, so, and that's why it's not only IQ that makes you come out, or makes a difference. If in case you want to make a difference, you should be able to have EQ and a strong SQ, right? So this is what some of the things that I found it worth sharing, you guys. Yeah, so people, they actually test on these skills, right? Some of the tips in this round is, you should be able to utilize a 2-minute time in the beginning to jot down your thought process, right? So you will be given a 2-minute time in the group discussion, so you should be able to jot down your thought process. Take that time, value your time, right? Again, these are all something which are very, very important. You should be able to value your time, right? And that's how these all rounds of interview are nothing but testing all of your quotients in life, right? So we have 4 quotients: IQ, PQ, EQ, and SQ. These are all testing each of your skills actually. So value your time that has been given to you. The company wants to see that. In case if you start looking here and there in the 2 minutes, thinking yourself to be very smart, and you don't have to prepare and things like that, and the company understand that, okay, we have given you the time, but you are not utilizing it, right? You are not utilizing the 2 minutes of time to be able to prepare, to jot down some certain thoughts, right? Like that. And then enter the discussion at troughs, right? So it's very important to to actually make a statement at every interval, say in the first half of the discussion, and then in the second half of the in the second half of the discussion, then towards the end, right? Rather than speaking all the way, at least, if even if you can speak at certain points, at or at certain phases in your group discussion, then that is what the company look forward, that okay, you are a contributor, you are not you are actually not a kind of a dictator, in the whole group discussion, or you are not a kind of a bossy person, right, who wants to boss every other person in the group discussion. Keep a tab of time on time, right? As I mentioned about this guy who said that, okay, we are running short of time, can we quickly come to the conclusion? So these are certain qualities which the interviewer actually looks forward, right? Try to be an initiator or the summarizer if you can, to increase your chances of shortlisting, right? So they really look forward to such people who can, because it's very easy to speak many philosophies. There is no dearth of philosophy, or there is no dearth of theories to speak on, but there is a dearth of person practicing it, that philosophy. There is a dearth of people to summarize what all you heard in this webinar also, I believe, right? From last maybe couple no maybe last 40 minutes or so, 30 minutes, right? You all have heard a lot of things, but what is something that you will take away home, how you can summarize it, right? And it will be a little difficult for you guys, and hence we will be providing you the whole PPT as well to refer later on as well, right? So try to be initiator or the summarizer, right, to increase your chances of your shortlisting, right? Mistakes to avoid during a GD is, try not to create a fish market. As I already mentioned, do not move your hands very aggressively, right? These are certain things which actually shows your passion, right? So like, passion is not so good quality, that the interviewer likes it, or the judges like it. They like a person who is very thoughtful, person is in he's in the mode of goodness, right? So we in Sreshta Club, we have many such events, trying to dovetail or trying to enhance these some of these qualities. So if you guys are more interested, we are a club, we are a forum which actually takes many of such sessions, which helps you to develop many of certain your inner qualities, right? So these are certain qualities that the interviewer are actually looking for, in order for you to make a difference, right? You should be able to stand out from the crowd in trying to cultivating these very essential qualities, right, in you. Avoid cutting others conversation unless, right, they are talking continuously. As I mentioned about this guy, he then thought of interrupting the whole discussion with a bang. That, guys, we are really short of time, right? So apart from that, you don't have to actually avoid cutting others conversation, right? And you will find that very often people, they do that, but it's very bad practice, I'm telling you, right? And that's what it's a big mistake, that the people do that. Do not cut the conversation of a soft spoken person, right? So sometimes there are people who speak very softly, but and that's what company is saying, that you value each and every employee, right? You have this, you actually see every person as a contributor, every person as a team player, right? A cricket match, if you see, right, not that the whole team wins because of a bowler or a batsman, isn't it, right? What about the fielder? If the fielder doesn't does the fielding, how the cricket match will win, right? What about the wicket keeper? Right, the bowler is putting the ball, but if the wicket keeper is not there, right, who will then who will then pick up the balls, right? Give a high five, guys, if you like that point, right? So similarly, in the group discussion, it's like a cricket match, right, wherein every player is important, right? Same way in the football match also, right? Every player is important. The goalkeeper, the striker, the midfielder, the defender, right? Every person is equally important. The company wants to see that these qualities, whether can you differentiate, can you come out, can you give value to each and every person, in the discussion. And unless you have these quotients in your life, the emotional and the spiritual quotient, it's very difficult for you to actually develop and dovetail these qualities, right? Like that. The next is the technical round, right? Essentially, you all know about this round. This is the round wherein the company then wants to assess little bit more on the, they have already taken the aptitude by now, but this is the round wherein they want to now, they want to dig deep, in your knowledge, right? So it's an, it's basically to assess your technical ability, usually related to the technical knowledge required for the role and organization you wish to work for. So every organization, as I mentioned in the beginning as well, every organization, every company will have, and in fact, every company, they do share, what all role they are interested into. There are certain companies who hire for data analyst roles. There are certain companies who hire for, the software developer roles, like that. So you should be able to you should be able to be aware of your roles and responsibilities, the job description basically, right? That what all roles they are looking for in an interview. So this is, this whole technical round is trying to assess your these skills. In fact, rather, some questions that you will find in this technical round, they might focus less sometimes on technical knowledge also, and more on how you think. Right? So and that's what it is, that's what actually happens, right? You will be able to see that, and such questions are looking to test again your problem solving or your numerical reasoning abilities also, so this might involve being asked, like, you may be asked certain few brain teasers also, yeah, it's very likely, because they want to understand whether how sound you are, they want persons who can quickly come up with the new solutions. And that's why I did mention in the aptitude coding round also, that while they are looking forward, to actually hire you, they are fine with any programming language that you are comfortable with. It's not that, okay, the company, tells you that, okay, we want only Python developers. No, especially those new graduates, when they actually hire the, when they come on campus, or when they hire freshers, they know that, this is something that can be learned later on also. In case if they are really looking for Python developers, then it's fine. But otherwise, in general, they know that, okay, candidates, if they know any one programming language very thoroughly, then they will be able to make themselves adapt, right? And that's why you found, one of those qualities that I mentioned is adaptability, right, in the beginning of the poll, right? And I was seeing, I know that's why I kept that, in the beginning of the poll, adaptability, so they want to see that whether how well you are able to adapt, and that is what people are, the, interviews are looking at, right? So what do interviewer expects in a technical round? So they do expect your coding skills, your problem solving ability, what approach is being used for solving the problem, right? And they also look for your analytical thinking skills, right? How you, what is your thought process, which all conditions you have assumed, or what all factors you have missed out, are you able to take the edge cases, or you have left out those edge cases? Right? So majority of the time, you will be found to ask, questions about your actually past projects, right, that you have done, whether, how well you can explain those, some of those projects that you have done, right? They want to see that, what, how you have developed that particular project, whether can you come with various approaches, how you solved, which all technologies you used, in your project. So it's okay to say you don't know if you are not aware, right? In the technical round. So don't try to just try to fake it, right, till you make it. Right? So don't try to fake it unnecessarily, and that's why you should be careful in making a resume also. Many people, they fake their resumes also. So it's also very, very important for you guys to be honest, right, when you are writing a resume. Again, to actually have these qualities, of honesty, integrity. These are the values which every company do follow, right? Very much, right? Every company will be able to see that they do follow certain values. So try to read on their website. You will be able to find, every company, they do value. I do remember, when I was sitting for Barclays, so they have actually a pre-assessment, pre-assessment test. So they had asked us three questions. You have to submit those three questions first, and then only they give you an opportunity to sit for aptitude test, in fact. So many of these companies, they want to see that, how is your attitude, how is your thought process. Ask for clarification if needed, right? So don't just try to answer it anything that you think, or assuming anything. Clarify that, okay, assuming this and this, and then you go ahead with answering the questions. I hope you guys are able to understand, right? So these are some of the tips that I feel for the technical round. Most of these questions people do ask because you have already posted your resume in front of him, right? So your resume is front of the interviewer, and the interviewer is aware of your technical skills. But then now he wants you to exhibit those skills in your projects, right? You have to explain that, how, what all technologies you use in your project, how you actually manage to tackle this particular difficulty, right? So many of the technical interview round is sometimes combined with also the HR round, which is the last round actually. And it did happen in my case actually. When I actually sat for the interviews, I just topped the aptitude test. So we had four sections in JPMC when I got recruited. So out of these four sections, when they actually, when they actually took me in the next round of interview, the next round of interview was ideally supposed to be, the technical round. Many companies, they also take stress round. So we didn't had GD round in JPMC. We had aptitude test, then we had technical interviews, and then we had the stress round, and then we had the HR round also, at the time when I was there. So what happened is, after the aptitude test, there were two guys sitting. One was the technical person who was taking technical interviews, and besides, that person, sat the HR as well. So I was confused that, hey, what's happening? I thought it is a technical round. So I was completely unaware of that. They are going to take it together. So they actually combined both the rounds for me, right? So you have to be thorough, that with the technical round, they are also judging your other abilities, how well you are able to express yourself, right? No, and that's why I have written, one of the tip is, ask for clarification if needed, right? Ask for clarification, right? So you will be actually placed with many of such kind of questions, which will certainly judge your every ability. Your IQ will be also tested, your EQ will be also tested, your SQ will be also tested, right? So all of your questions in your life will be tested in this technical and HR rounds, like that. And the last is the HR round. Every company conducts an HR interview round to judge your personality. And this is a round, where unfortunately, majority of the people, like somehow they have cracked every other round, aptitude test, the technical round, the GD and the case studies, right? But then somehow when they come to this round, they take it to be granted, thinking that, oh, now I have made it up, in the company. But let me tell you, there was a guy, in my own class. You will not believe it. He sat for, he almost cleared every other round. He cleared aptitude round. He cleared the group discussion, or the case study, or the technical round. He cleared every other round, and for almost for 15 to 20 companies, right? He went till HR round, right? You will be just unbelievable to think, right? That how a person can actually get screw up in the HR round also. Why? Taking things to be granted, right? And that's what the HR round is actually meant for. That whether are you able to express yourself, or have you, are you among those guys, who actually somehow copied it and somehow made it up, or somehow rectified, or बहुत सारे problems आप करके आए हो, you have practiced enough, but you are unable to express yourself, or you are unable to work on your other qualities, right? You fail to then exhibit your emotional and spiritual quotient, and this HR round is a major round to actually test your EQ and SQ, purely EQ and SQ, right? So your questions will be asked, like what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, right? Your capability to handle the role, right? So they'll be checking your background also. They may ask you that, okay, what about your parents and things like that, right? To understand if you are the right fit for this job, right? So many of these companies, they do focus on these things. The HR round is generally the last round in the recruitment process, as you all know. And especially if you are preparing for IT companies or mass recruiters like TCS and all these companies, then you must be well aware of the importance of HR interview rounds. So in fact, these companies, they sometimes after aptitude test, they may suddenly take or they may directly take HR round also. So HR round becomes the most important round, in such companies, right? Especially if you are working, if you are looking forward, or if you get a chance to get recruited in any of the mass recruitment companies, then the HR round becomes the most important round, and they actually try to ask the technical questions also, and such kind of questions, right? So the commonly asked questions is it's a very famous, right? Tell me something about yourself, right? And people, they tell, they start with anything and everything, right? Right, tell me about yourself, right? So they ask, my name is so and so, I am from SPIT, I am from NITAP, and they tell all these things. You are actually not supposed to tell all these things, because they know already who are you, because you have already gone through the aptitude test, and you are actually in the last round of interview. So you are actually not supposed to ideally say all these things. Actually, they all know already, they just keep the resume in front of them only, right? Your resume is just front of them, so they know everything about you. They know all these skills. They just want to understand whether you know what is something special about you. Right? So they may not tell you like that, right? You have to be smart enough, right? You have to be smart enough to understand this inner question, that tell me something which distinguishes you from every other participant. Otherwise, why should I hire you, basically? So indirectly the question is, give a high five, guys, if you like that, right? Indirectly the question is, okay, tell me some of the special qualities that you have, right? That why should I hire you? That is actually the question behind asking, tell me something about yourself, right? So you have to be smart enough, right, to be able to tell that. And people, they really look forward, in case if you can smartly tell about yourself, and that's why you need to practice this round also. Don't take it to be granted. That's what I mentioned. Otherwise, it's a very unfortunate situation, right? That somehow you cracked all the other rounds, but you screwed up in the HR round, right? It's a very unfortunate situation. So you have to be prepared for HR round also, right? So this is one of the major guideline, right? Do prepare for the HR round. All these questions are very, very important, right? Tell me a situation where you have displayed leadership abilities in solving a problem, right? So these are the questions which are actually looking forward to actually bring out the leader in you, right? So what is something that is exceptional in you, right? So a leader is one who actually sets his own example, right, for others to follow. So these are the questions which actually judge your ability, to not only exhibit IQ, but leader is having all the four questions, actually having an EQ and SQ also, right? So this is very, very important, to actually develop these qualities. Why do you want to join our company, right? Right. So this was the or rather they may ask you that, okay, so like with me, they actually asked me this question. So Sharad, there were many other companies which came before JP Morgan. There was Morgan Stanley, there was Microsoft, there was Credit Suisse. Why couldn't we are able to see that you are such a high performer in your in your aptitude test and all. why couldn't you make it up, in these companies? And they were pointing out to the board which was just behind them, and the board was, mentioning all the companies that came before JP Morgan came, actually. Some few companies that came before JP Morgan, they were all premium coding companies, right? So so then, it was a chance for me to exhibit, right? That so that is how you have to actually understand that this is an opportunity for you, and that is what, it is all about. The interview questions, although the question may be very tough, it may be very adverse situation they may put you into, right? But it is up to you whether can you change that adversity into an opportunity. Give a high five, guys, give a high five, right? So can you change that adversity into an opportunity, right? So I took that opportunity, and actually, that actually itself, my answering that question was so well, along with one another question which I will tell you very shortly. That became rather what I see is as the key factor in just deciding in just one round of interview. So after aptitude, there was only one round of interview for me. Went for a long time, went for almost 30 minutes or something, at least 25 minutes. So and that's it. So I was able to, I was able to make it up. Of course, they didn't told me, but they said that either we have hired those candidates in just in the technical round, combined with the HR round, or else they are out of the process. So it was in the night that I was being told that, okay, so you made it up in the first round of interview only, right? So that was very cool, right? So yeah, so you have to understand that how well you can actually answer some of these questions. You can change such adversity into an opportunity, right? So these are the questions which may actually now this particular question, that why couldn't you be hired in other companies, it was a kind of a negative question, right? Isn't it, in one sense? Or it could have made me to actually look down, or it was a kind of a weakness, you can say, that okay, you couldn't make it up, how can you join our company, right? But then here is an opportunity for you guys to take in, right? To actually answer in such a way that you actually try to point it out that, okay, how you, so they wanted to know that whether can you, are you a good learner, you know right? And that's what I always say, that in our webinars, in our sessions, that we are liable to commit mistakes, right? To commit mistakes is not a problem, right? But whether are we learning from our mistakes, right? Are we able to learn the life lessons from the mistakes that we do? That is what the companies are willing to look forward. So I was able to answer in that way, right? And you will appreciate it, right? Give a high five if you like that, right? And then finally, they say that choose a job you love, right? And you will never have to work a day in your life, right? So that is something very interesting, that you should all look forward for a job you love, right? Otherwise, you have to really scratch your head, and there are many guys who get into the companies, right? Even though you may screw somehow or other, giving plastic faces and cardboard faces and plastic smiles, right? But that is not what is going to make it up in your life. As I said in the beginning of the presentation, life is a journey, guys, right? Always remember this. Life is a journey, right? The moment you think that, okay, I have made it up, right? अभी तो जॉब लग गई मेरी, राइट? मैंने तो अभी सारे राउंड ऑफ इंटरव्यू से आई हैव जस्ट गॉट इनटू, आई हैव जस्ट क्रैक्ड दिस कंपनी नाउ, आई हैव मेड इट अप, आई हैव क्रैक्ड द एप्टीट्यूड, आई हैव क्रैक्ड द टेक्निकल, आई हैव क्रैक्ड द एचआर आल्सो, सो मेरी तो लाइफ बन गई, right? No, the moment you think like that, right? And that is what you actually start, you have to, you have to repent for that, so so our happiness is a journey, right? So the moment you think that, okay, I know I have just got it, right? The real journey starts actually when you start working. Right? So yeah, so life is a journey, and you should you actually learn in the process, right? So, and that's what, it's not only just IQ, that I always say, right? What is actually also more important than IQ is also EQ and SQ, right? How many of you guys have heard about the man Daniel Goleman, right? How many of you have heard? You can just raise your hand if you have heard about this name, Daniel Goleman, right? So he has he had been a wonderful inspirational. You can just search out maybe on YouTube. There are various nice videos about Daniel Goleman, also about Peter Burwash. These have been very inspiring people. Okay, I'm sure you might have heard about this guy named as Simon Sinek. Right? How many of you have heard about this guy named Simon Sinek? Right? So these are some of the guys, you can actually try to learn very nice lessons they actually teach. And how many of you have read this book, The Seven Habits of the Successful People, written by, it's a very famous book, right? You all must be knowing about it. So these are some of the books which will actually help you also to actually prepare for your EQ SQ, right? And that is what is something very, very essential. At this point of time, I'd like to take a pause here, and would like to introduce yourself, to you guys, about that Shrestha Club. We do many such sessions. In future also, we'll be doing many such programs and sessions, and especially we would like to inaugurate at this point of time a very interesting session, uh, which is very, very which we call it as, just give me a moment, guys. So with this, we will take a pause. So I define success in life is not just to crack or get your dream job, right? What is success defined as? Success is a happy, meaningful life with purpose. Mm. So we success is not a function of PQ, right? PQ is a physical quotient, right? To make your health, wealth, and luxury, right? And the interviewers are actually looking forward whether do you have this holistic idea of yourself, and that is what they actually test in the HR round, especially in fact in all the rounds, right? They do test all your potentials in every round. Success is not a function of only IQ as well, right? IQ is logical and analytical skills, how well you are able to crack your aptitude test, right? Success is not a function of EQ also, right? EQ is a people skills, and success is not a function of SQ also, right? Alone, right? Success is a function of all the four quotients of life, isn't it? Right? Give a high five, guys, if you feel that, right? So success is a function of all the four quotients: PQ, IQ, EQ, and SQ, right? So balancing these four quotients actually gives a success in life, success in actually cracking the job interviews, right? So with that, I'll take a pause here. At this point, let me try to tell you that we'll be launching with our next course from our Shrestha Club. So which we call it as Discover Yourself. It is a 6-session certificate course to actually especially developing your EQ and SQ, right? So there are many such websites and many such things that you can know about developing your IQ, but then this is a workshop that we do it to actually develop your EQ and SQ. And this is what you actually make a difference, in trying to show up to the interviewers, right? And as I mentioned about my own interview, in fact, I feel that that was the main criteria for me, apart from my aptitude skills, of course, which was there initially. But then later on, for them to decide, it was more of an EQ and SQ, how I tackled that very very tough questions actually, right? So this is a special series of webinar that we do take on developing your EQ and SQ. May I ask all the organizers to please kindly post up the feedback form. We do have a feedback form for you guys. If you can please fill it right away, it will be nice if you can please fill the feedback form. The feedback form has everything about us, about Shrestha Club, about our future events, right? So we do give a lot of importance on developing your EQ and SQ, right? In training you in developing these very essential qualities, right? So this is what is some of the course highlights of this Discover Yourself session. Meanwhile, you all can please fill the feedback form. The link is there on the chat, right? Guys, please do fill the feedback form. Your feedback do matter to us, right? Feedbacks are a very interesting way to know that how well we went through the session. And you also get an opportunity to know about Shrestha Club and further events, right? So developing the higher outlook towards the world around us, understanding various methods of gaining knowledge and their application, exploring the Vedic wisdom, right? How the Vedas they can help us to develop this EQ and SQ, very interesting. These are a series of webinars, and the interviewer is actually looking forward to know your inner personality more than trying you to just portray your external personality, right? And that's what I mentioned about when you call EQ and SQ, it is more about discovering your own self, right? So very seldom we try to discover our own self, and we start finding answers, or most of the time we try to find it out what is there outside us, right? But then this is something very interesting that the interviewer is and in case if you do have certain kind of very extra edge over others in terms of very high EQ and SQ, you should actually mention in the resume, right? It is actually something which actually distinguishes from every other student. I do remember there was one another company, they they actually said to all the students that, okay guys, what is this? Every student has written about it. I have this certificate. I was the coordinator of this committee. I was the in charge of the Oculus. I was marketing head of this. What are all these committees? Do this do this college give it for free or what? There was one such company who did ask the students, that come on, there are so many certificates. Practically every student has dozens of certificates from all of these different activities, right? But in case if you have certain in case if you can distinguish from others, and this is one such course which can actually distinguish you guys, right? This is a discover yourself. This is a certified course, right? You will be given a certificate from Sreshta Club, on actually undergone this particular course, like that. So you actually develop a higher understanding, by actually undergoing this course, like that. So with that, we will be starting this course from next Saturday onwards. The details are there in the feedback form. We kindly request all of you guys participants to please fill the feedback form and know your interest, right? Like that. Thank you all very much. Anything else anybody wants to ask anything? Meanwhile, we can take 5 minutes. We are I'm still available. Meanwhile, you can please fill your feedback form. It will be nice if you can fill your feedback form right away. And those guys will be filling the feedback form. I'll be sharing the PPT, which I have made to those guys who will be filling the feedback form. So please do fill the feedback form right away, right? And in case meanwhile anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Shlok from IIT would like to speak. So
Okay, yeah, please.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I just had a very basic question. Like how can we become more efficient in our coding and all those things? Like in competitive coding, like some is the one who has a lot of efficiency, like he has a very good advantage. So according to you, how can we increase our efficiency?
Okay, good question. So, in fact, in coding also we have something called as code efficiency. How can you optimize your code? How can you make your code as more efficient? Is that the question, right, Shlok? Okay. So yeah, so then so there are various, and that's why we have various algorithms actually for that only. We have various sorting algorithms. Like if you see, for example, if you take this particular sorting algorithm, let's say you are being given some numbers, and you have to sort that numbers in an array, right? There are various ways you can actually solve that problem, but then you should always in a technical round of interview, if you are asked this question, okay, given a set of numbers, or given any problem in a technical interview or in the aptitude test, the best is to actually always start with the brute force, right? You know what is a brute force? you know. So first is to, of course, before that is to understand the problem first. What is the whole problem? That's what I shared, in the beginning about all those like all these various websites like CodeChef and CodeForces. They actually give you a kind of similar questions. Mostly they ask in the coding round of aptitude. So they do ask such questions, and first is to understand the problem first, right? How well you have understood the problem, include the edge cases, and then start from the brute force method. That is the first thing that the interpreter wants to see. It is always good to to be able to come up with certain to actually come up with some solution rather than having no solution. So straight away you will not be able to make your code very efficient. You can actually start building your code. I mean, the very famous example that comes to my mind is of the sorting algorithm. There are many sorting algorithms, right? So amongst that, so, and that's why the space and time complexity, these are very, very interesting concepts. I did share in the PPT, right? And I'll be sharing with with the PPT with all of you guys. I know we'll be filling the feedback form. So once again, please do fill the feedback form right away. We are waiting for that only. And yeah, so work on that, try to learn certain algorithms and various other techniques. There are various memories also, how you allocate your memories. So in case आपका आपका काम अगर बन जाता है, to in case if you can just use and int only, why you have to use a double, right? Why you have to use a long int, right? So don't use that, right? In case if you are actually good enough to actually start working with the lower values, then unnecessarily we don't have to create that. So these are all parts of code efficiency. How well you write, in case two for loops are enough, you don't need another while loop, right? You actually don't need another, you don't need three for loops, right? So you have to actually think logically. And there are various other algorithms, right? Like one example that I told you of the sorting algorithm, there are various sorting algorithms, right? Another problem that comes to my mind is, if you ask about code efficiency, is about the prime number. In case if you want to find any prime number, there are various ways how you can find that number as prime, or print all prime numbers, right? If you just search out the solution for this, there are, and at least, like, I am aware of at least four different ways how I can find the prime number. Yes, I use this particular course is a free course from Sreshta Club. For those guys who has attended this session, it is actually a free course for them. So yeah, please in case if you are interested, you feel free to actually register for this course. We'll be starting from next Saturday onwards. Right, we have actually two batches. Any batch that you are comfortable with, you can actually come for this course. Okay, so yeah, coming back to your question. So yeah, so we have to actually we actually have to understand various other programs, we know various other algorithms, and just try to then work around that, right? You will be able to see that. Happy in case if any of you guys have any questions, you can actually write down in the chats, or you can actually ask me in person also. Maybe the organizers can take up any questions in case you have. Kedar?
Yes, hi everyone. If anyone has any questions, then they can ask on chat, or otherwise they can raise their hand.
Okay, so there is one question coming up to me. Is asked by, okay, there are many questions coming up. So we'll take one by one, right? So the question asked is, any tips for core branch engineering, right? So yes, okay, I don't know, whether this is Addy, right? Addy. So Addy, difficult for me to judge, so whether, if you can write her full name or whatever. So Addy, my tips for core branch engineering is, as I mentioned, that all of these branches of engineer, all of the companies, they do test on all of these skill sets. And especially they all majority of these companies, as I mentioned, they do take different kinds of aptitude tests. Majority of these companies, they take these 4 rounds of interviews. And you can actually start looking for courses on various websites. Like I can tell you for for actually CS and IT students, because I myself from computer science background. So but then there are actually many such materials already available online. When actually I was doing my engineering in CSIT, we have many such very interesting websites. Like one website which have everything actually about the technical things. There is a website called as javatpoint.com, right? You can take a note of these things. These are very helpful. Javatpoint.com, a very excellent website, which I found. Of course, there are many such websites, but I could find a lot of concepts very nicely explained. So you have to definitely prepare for you are actually as far as the technical knowledge is concerned. Even though you are from a core branch engineering, you are from civil engineering or electrical, or mechanical or any other branch. And in case if you can actually look for those kind of companies, and that's why I said you can actually make a list of the dream companies that you would like to enter into, isn't it? So you can actually look for such a certain companies and try to understand what kind of interviews they are looking for, what kind of candidates, what kind of process, the interview process. You can ask from the seniors, you can ask from training and placement coordinators, or you can ask in the PPT as well. As I mentioned, many of these companies, they do give the pre-placement talks, wherein you can ask these certain kind of questions, that which all things you are looking for in the candidate, or which all skills and all. And then you can then try to work on that. But majority of these companies, what I shared is, almost every company will do take all these rounds of interviews, like the quantitative, the verbal, logical, and the coding. Or for you guys, there must be surely instead of coding, there must be some other technical round, in the aptitude itself, right? Okay, I hope that is okay, Addy, for you. Okay, next question is from Nidhi. Nidhi is asking any suggestions for MTech people for placements. Okay, so MTech people, yes. So as I mentioned, these are certain things which companies are looking for. Whether are you eligible. Whether are you able to exhibit all of these four questions. When they take interviews. As I mentioned, the aptitude round is testing your IQ ability, whereas the group discussions and the HR round very much tests your and even the technical round very much tests your EQ and SQ very much, right? So you actually so it doesn't matter whether you are actually BTech or MTech. Rather, MTech people are more technically sound. So many of such companies, they give preference also sometimes to the MTech people over BTech people. Okay, next question is, what is your opinion on internship from first or second year? Well, if you ask me that question, then it's good to always look forward for an experience, taking an internship and all. But I mean, try to focus on concepts. Especially company people are looking for how well versed you are in the concepts. As I shared various concepts, right? The OOPS concept and various other concepts that I did mention. As far as in case if you are a fresher, surely if you have the opportunity to do an internship, it is well and good. Surely it actually distinguishes you from every other student. But yes, at the end of the day, a company knows that are you actually well versed with the concepts. Finally, they are going to see the concept like that. I hope that is okay. There is another question. Okay, there are a lot of questions coming up. I don't know. I know we are actually running short of time, but I don't know. I'll leave for the organizers to decide. Whether how much time we have. Maybe I'll take two more questions. Right. Any tips for non-tech profiles? Okay, I already shared right about the non-tech profiles. Next is, how important are internships for pre-final internship for resume? Okay, I think yeah, I did answered about the internships, right? So in case if you have the opportunity to go for an internship, well and good. But even if you are unable to make it up, no problem, right? No problem, because after all, company people, they want to test your some of these skills. Many of the companies, most of the companies, in fact, in our campus, in here in SPIT Mumbai, many of the companies, they actually come for, most of the company, 99% companies, they actually come for for hiring the fresh graduates, in their final year, in their seventh semester. So very few companies are there, of course, like Facebook, and I'm not very sure, these days, there are many other companies also coming up, which do offer internships and all. So it's actually well and good in case if you get an opportunity, right, to do it. But then just don't think that, okay, I have got an internship, so I know everything. That will be not a very good idea. You should be very thorough with the concepts, right? You should be very thorough with the concepts. Okay, great. I hope that was quite good. With you guys. Uh, Anything else anyone wants to ask? Feel free to ask. Please do fill it, right? Please do save the link of the feedback form. I think we have also posted it on the group, right, on the WhatsApp group, which on which you have joined. Please do fill the feedback form. I'll be sharing this whole presentation, which you can refer it later on also. These are certain tips that I felt very helpful for me personally to be able to bag a super dream job, JPMC. So I believe it will be very helpful to you guys also. Please do fill the feedback form so that we can then send you out. Uh, okay. So with that, shall we then take a pause here, guys? Kedar.
Thank you very much, Sharad sir, for taking out your precious time for giving this wonderful session. Also, many students had many questions for today's session. So Sharad sir could answer few of them due to limited time. But still, if you have some questions, then you can ask in feedback form. So we will reply you on email or message like that personally. So thank you very much, and don't forget to fill the feedback form. It is also shared on WhatsApp group, and you will also get the webinar PPT for your reference, which will be very much helpful at the time of interviews. So please fill the feedback form, so you will we will send you the PDF of the today's webinar PPT. Thank you very much, all of you, and thank you very much, Sharad sir. So Shlok wants to talk. I would like to ask Shlok
Yeah, so hello all, I am
to
Shlok
speak
and I'm
something.
I'm Vice Chairperson of IIT SPIT. So I would like to thank Sharad sir and all the members of Shrestha Club for conducting such an informative and mind-broadening webinar. A quote says that choose a job you love and you will never have to work a single day in your life. So do practice passionately the subject that you like, and thank you all for participating in the webinar. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Shlok, very much. I once again thank all the students who have joined today from various colleges, including NIT, AP, and many other Pune engineering colleges and all over Mumbai. Uh, you know, with that note, let us take a pause. We will never end our discussion, and that's why I always prefer to say we'll take a pause here, right, to be able to meet you soon for our upcoming webinars and sessions. Have a good day, and please do take care in this tough time of this COVID virus, right? These are all challenging moments that we all have to pass through. Many of guys, they were asking me that, sir, what about the future scope? I mean, how this corona is going ahead, so this, everyone is into job, preparations. Everyone is, not planning to go to higher studies, right? And that's why we thought of taking this webinar. Something will be very beneficial to you guys. So yeah, so we are looking forward to interact with you guys more and more in the upcoming webinars and sessions. Till that time, stay tuned and stay connected. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.